Biden News Now. The audience yells, "Don't stop," as President Joe Biden rallies in Detroit. President Joe Biden told a boisterous crowd of supporters at a Detroit rally on Friday that his re-election campaign should focus on the threat former President Donald Trump poses to the nation. Key Democrats are pressuring him to drop his nomination. Biden appeared ready to fight Trump, who is running for re-election, and to feed off the crowd's energy, keeping his voice strong and his demeanor feisty during a 35-minute address. "I'm running and we'll win. I won't change anything." Biden denied that he would exit the campaign amid doubts about his fitness for another term and ability to defeat Trump in November at 81. "I'm the only Democrat or Republican to beat Trump, and I will again. I know him. Donald Trump is a loser," Biden thundered as he launched a speech in which he praised unions in the pro-labor crowd and pledged to safeguard Social Security, decrease prescription medication prices, expand health care, establish an assault weapons ban, and protect abortion rights. "Above everything else, we'll defend our Constitution and democracy," he declared. In two instances, Biden seemed to recognize he would mispronounce U.S. Representative Sri Thander's name. Although he confused a date, he did not ramble or lose focus on his arguments. Biden called Trump an enemy of democracy and a friend to authoritarians, and criticized the Heritage Foundation's plan for a conservative, top-to-bottom overhaul of the federal government, which his campaign has called a project built for Trump, even though the former president has distanced himself from it. The 900-plus page Project 2025 framework proposes for appending the civil service system, allowing presidents more power to nominate and fire personnel, dismantling the education department, banning abortion medicines, and other conservative initiatives. Those changes could reduce health care and government aid for Black families in Detroit, he said. Biden's speech attempted to remind Democrats of the election stakes and promote his claim that he can beat Trump, despite polls showing him lagging the former president. In recent weeks, Democratic concerns about Biden's stumble and potential for a second Trump presidency, particularly after a debate in late June where he appeared exhausted and lacked coherent responses, have led some in his party to call for his replacement at the top of the ticket. At his fourth campaign event in Michigan this year but his first rally since the 2020 election, Biden admitted to making mistakes in the debate and mispronunciating names. He added Trump does that too and has a free pass. "Do you really want to return to Trump's instability as president?" Biden argued that Trump's tariffs and tax cuts will precipitate a recession and raise inflation, which has been decreasing. "Hopefully age brings wisdom. This is what I know. I tell the truth. I know right from wrong. I can accomplish this work and have shown how. Americans want a president, not a tyrant," he added. The address came less than 24 hours after Biden faced many questions about resigning as nominee at a high-stakes press conference in Washington on Thursday. The question divided some participants. Marcia Hales, 74, of Grosse Pointe Woods, thought another Democrat might overcome Trump. Hales, an abstract painter, said she'll support Biden if he's nominated on her way to the event. "But I honestly do think we could get enthused about someone new, younger," she remarked. However, Oak Park nursing instructor Pamela Dunbar, 65, advised Biden to stay in the race because he can beat Trump again. "And I don't think one terrible debate should move him out," she continued. Supporters waved "Motown is Joetown" banners to keep the president as nominee. Biden has often called the November 5 election a war for American democracy and claimed that Trump threatens the country's future, but several Democrats have doubted his ability to defeat Trump. At least 18 Democratic House members and one senator had called for him to resign by Friday, especially after the dismal debate in late June. The only Michigan Democrat to do so is Grand Rapids Representative Hillary Scholten. With the problems facing our country in 2025 and beyond, it is imperative that we have the strongest possible candidate leading the ticket, not just to win, but to govern, she said Thursday. With every Michigan House seat on the ballot in fall, State Representative Phil Skaggs, East Grand Rapids, worries that Biden will affect Democrats down ballot. Before Biden's visit, a group of Detroit-area Democratic state lawmakers wrote a letter expressing their unwavering support for their party's presumptive nominee, who is expected to receive the nomination in a virtual roll call before next month's convention in August if he keeps running. Under President Biden's leadership, we have observed considerable progress that directly impacts Black communities across Michigan and the nation at large, the letter says. Representatives Debbie Dingell of Ann Arbor, Haley Stevens of Birmingham, and Thander of Detroit joined the president in Michigan. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, a longtime friend and supporter of the president, Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, actor Octavia Spencer, Michigan Democratic Party Chair Lavora Barnes, and Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist too also received him and spoke at the event. Missing from Biden's speech in Detroit was his biggest campaign backer in Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She missed work due to a trip to Sun Valley, Idaho, her office said. Before his arrival, Michigan GOP spokeswoman Victoria Lachivita said Biden would sleepwalk through his trip to Detroit. Near the event's entrance, 20 protesters wearing keffiyehs met Biden. Chants urged that the Democrats nominate a new president and that he demand an Israeli ceasefire in Gaza. One man held up "Pass the Torch, Joe" sign.